Hey everyone, welcome back to the another video. In the previous module, we learned about APIs. In this module, we're going to be learning how to build our own API from scratch so that you can get a good overview of the entire process. So, and I made a craft. I've done a capstone project, and I just wanted to share with you too. But in the process of making a capstone project, I've used so many APIs. Some of them are free and some of them are payable. Got to pay some money in order to access the APIs. And I've made a weather application and I posted that on LinkedIn. You can view it by go through the LinkedIn profile of mine. And in the process of making our API, we got to follow some of the rules. And first thing is, we got to make our API monetizable. So that it'll make our API to think others as it is very good API. So we can use it and it's simple to use. That's how we're gonna make our API. To make that, there are few things that makes our API, monetizable. Those were first thing is having a huge amount of valuable data and a really useful service and having a simplified API interface. So these three will make our API monetized. So the next thing is I wanted to really wanted to show you, share with you is internal API, unlike you know, unlike external or public APIs, this internal API cannot be accessed by others. So I just wanted to, we can. That doesn't mean so they cannot access them. So this is secureable. So some can access if you can access the security or you know figured out the way to access them. So that's all. And the next thing is I wanted to say is what makes our API REST APIs. RESTful. REST API full means is representational state transfer application programming interface. So the question is what makes an API RESTful? The first thing is it uses standard HTTP methods such as get, post, put, patch, delete, and having a standard format. Whenever the user requests an API, it will return a response that is in the format of JSON or XML. And the third one is client server, and they were completely separated, and they're gonna be communicated with each other by using internet, and access response and gives the request whatever. And the fourth one is statelessness. They doesn't remember or stores the previous data of users, so it will be efficient. It'll improve the efficiency if that doesn't happen. Fourth one is resource based. So this makes our website restful. So the next one is in this video I just want to tell you is first go to the we're gonna be making creating get routes in this video. So we're gonna be using Postman. We're gonna be doing step by step process. And first thing I want you to do is to import the joke API that I have provided in the description of this video. Whenever you downloaded that one, you got to do is to go to the workspace and select the my workspace and select the import and drop down the file over here, and this will open this one joke API. And here you can see there were bunch of methods that are get a random joke, get a specific joke, get a filter joke by type, get new joke, post new joke, replace a joke, edit joke, delete a joke, delete all jokes. So if you wanted to check out the documentation, this will automatically created by the postman whenever you import it. I mean, sorry, why did I open this one? Let's start this one and review the documentation. That's been automatically created by postman, and you can also publish this one so that you can access it online. So I would already published. Here you go. This is the URL that you can get, and this one is so lengthy, and it will take so much time for you to, I mean, type this all. Instead of doing that, I got a QR code so that you can simply come over here. All you got to do is to scan this QR code, so that will do. And the next thing is, I just wanted to tell you. So where's the documentation? Here we're gonna be doing these three methods: get a random joke, get specific joke, and get a filtered joke by type. So there were examples and example responses as well. So let's do it by ourselves. Go to the index.js, and first one is generating a random. If we wanted to, I mean, first thing first, whenever you extracted the DIY API folder into your Visual Studio, what you got to do is to install the node modules. What this will do, it install all the node modules required by running, and it's going to look into inside the where look inside the package JSON. Oh my, this is this will look inside package JSON and grab those dependencies that we listed, EJS and Express. So in order to do that, you got to press npmi so that everything will be installed. And after that, you got to check out the solution what you are aiming for. Hormone. Uh, first, we're going to be aiming to get a random joke from the API server. We're going to be using a random endpoint, or what they call this one, route. Okay, every time I refresh this, you'll get a random joke from an API. Okay, I'm gonna delete this one. So I'm just gonna stop the server. Okay, successfully stopped, and I'm gonna do by myself. First thing is, we're gonna be doing is using an express method, that is app dot get method. This is an express method if you are familiar with an express. And the next thing is route. We're going to be give a random route. I'm just going to copy it, paste over here. And next thing is we got to give callback request result. Random index. Looks like I forgot to show you something, huh? There's a bunch of jokes over here. Those were all inside a list of jokes, and those were all JS objects. Here you can see the difference of the JS object and JSON as well. Mm, are you able to see it? Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. So this is a JS object, right? So I'm just gonna simplify, or make this smaller. Okay. Whenever I press the three dots, that will be expanded. So I just minimize it, so don't mind the process. And we're gonna be access the random index, that's in between 0 to 99. So because there were total 100 jokes inside over here, so first thing first, what we're gonna do is gonna use math.random. You know what this will do? This will give us a random floating point number between 1 to 0 to 1, right? Here now it will give 0 to 100, 0 to 99, not include that one, right? Not includes 100. Math dot not math jokes dot length. Okay, this will do. And next we got to access them in the format of JSON. We convert the jokes, and over here random index. We got a whatever is. This is a JS object, right? This will be converted into JSON format. That's all. And here you can see this is the floating point. We cannot access the floating point, so we're just gonna make this as a, what they call integer. To do that, math dot floor. This will floor. Okay, now everything's fine, I guess. Gonna do hormone hormone index dot js. I'm gonna go over here and refresh it if it works. Yep, this is working fine. So we just successfully completed our first step. The next thing is we're gonna get a specific joke. You have already familiar with it whenever we talked about IDs. I mean query params and path parameters and some of the things I've already forget. I got turn back by pages that I have learned, or go to my previous videos so that you get an idea how the things works. So he already said that we're going to be using path parameter, that is an ID for the joke. So go over here, and we're gonna also use a get method. And we already know we're just getting a random, right? Getting gets a joke, right? So we're gonna be using get as well. App dot get, and the route will be jokes with the jokes. Let's see. You can see we're getting a specific joke, right? Let's see the example. So here's the jokes and ID. Go over here. Jokes, right? Jokes, okay. And ID. Here, this represents a path parameter, that is ID. And next thing we have already know, request dot so found the joke equal to to find a particular ID joke. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be using array finding method. I mean JS array finding method, find method. So if you're not familiar with it, you can just check out W3 score jokes dot find. uh, I'm gonna give it a joke for the particular one that you are looking for. And now this method starts now. Looks like I made mistake. Okay. joke.id. This will do. Not this will do. Joke.id equal to id. I mean, constant id equal to request dot params dot id. Here, I want you to know is the params. Here you can see is the end of the URL or the end of the slash. So that's why we're given params. This will access this one, this one. That's been entered by the user. Hmm. The next thing is result.json found joke. Let's check whether this one's working or not. Let's go over here, and I'm going to use some joke get method. We're going to be using get, right, and I'm going to change this to jokes, and this is local server 300, and it's going to be this one, no problem. uh, I'm going to the params. uh, gotta gotta change this params to here you can see we got the specific joke by the id of 2. So this is working, and there's a different way to do it as well. Also we can use triple. So now let me see. Now go over here and send the request. uh, Looks like we have get nothing. Because why? Because is what this will do is also check the type of the variable, whether there is an integer or string. So I'm just gonna make it specific by using parse int. This will convert this string into integer because joke.id is an integer. Okay, that is. Let's go to the press, and whenever I press it, I got it. Okay, or I just can give ID and get an error, right? This needs to be a path. No problem. As long as we get the output, that's all that matters in the end, right? So I'm just gonna copy it and paste it into the browser to look whether this one's working or not. So here you go. We get the specific seventh ID number, and I'm gonna give 99th one. So this will give the 99th one, and this one gives random one. So we we finally we done two get methods done, and here you can see the process what it will do. uh, Find the method, drive to the entire array, loop through the entire array and find a particular id item and returns that one, and in I mean assign that this to the variable. So the third one is filtering on the key. So let's try our best. Let's go. I hope you understand everything. If you don't, make sure you reviewed it and don't get. Let's go to check out the documentation. The third one is filtered, right? Here's the filtered one. Filter, and there here he is using query params. Here you go, right? And that one is filter. Uh, that one's gonna be filter, and this is says query parameter. That's gonna be we're gonna be using type, right? Type. Mm, HTTP request index.js, and this is first. See the project. Let's take this Next.js. Okay, let's leave it that as it is. Type, type equal to well. Not kept it as it is. First result, and we're gonna be get the type well. I mean value const well equal to request dot query dot um, value. Let's look at whether this one works or not. I don't know. Const filtered, like take with this equal to jokes. Um, the way that we have used the joke, I mean find method for particular id, I mean particular one thing. In this we're going to be using here the filter method. What this will do is going to be return a array of filter items. So filter and joke, right? Now we need one joke item, and joke dot joke type. there there are few jokes that contains the same type, right? And those are already string, right? So that we're going to use three equals and the type and the value. So result JSON. So almost everything is pretty similar, right? And I'm just gonna go over here and change this to filter, and type equal to puns, puns. I guess this will do. If it doesn't, hmm, I don't know what to do. Looks like we encounter an error. Full. Seems like it. Seems like it. Okay, okay. Request.query. I'm just gonna delete this one. So, got nothing to do. Type and the value type. So, this one is complete. Const type. What's that? What's that? Filter. Okay, now this one. And I'm going to type, and this one will be type job dot. I mean job type equal to type that's been entered by the user. That's encountered by request body. Okay, so let's go and save this. Let's go to the same place and remove this one. Now this time we got to add this one type. Hey, type man type. Okay, I'm gonna give type as food. Just gonna check out and need not to go, I guess. Here, a random one is worth play. I'm just gonna copy it. Um, Go over here and remove this. Paste over here and send the request. Here you can see we get a bunch of same joke type of responses. That's all inside a array, right? So we successfully completed our three things, and I'm gonna run this one in a different way. Control press C, and let's go to browser and run over here. Control press V, and I just wanted to change the type to full, not full, puns, no puns, science. After all, we are science students. To the science. So let's run it. Here you can see we got the you know we got the filtered same type of science type of jokes. So we done our best to get the three things done at the same time. So make sure that you understand everything before you proceed. If you haven't seen the filter method in JS for a while, then go to MDN and search for it. Read through the documentation and make sure you understand before you type your code. There's nothing wrong with copy and pasting code. There's nothing wrong with getting solution by googling or Stack Overflow. No good senior developer will even tell you off for this, because this is the process that you all gone through to become better developers. But and there's a but if you just copy and paste just without understanding what is the code does. That is something that you should not do, because then it means that you are not actually engaging your brain. You are not working as a developer. You are simply copying and pasting, which is anyone can do. We are training ourselves to have the skill to be able to read and understand what the code does and to be able to implement it. So those are all three get requests. In the next lesson, we're gonna be look at making a post request in order to add new data into our API. So for all and more, I'll see you there. Bye.